Live, going live, going live, going live. We are live. Welcome to the Year Studio, where we are making a space for creativity and productivity to come together to make things. We're gonna make things, and let's start with a quick tour of the studio. Let's show you what the studio looks like. It looks almost the same as last week. Except for a few minor details. So, first things first, we have behind me, we got the corner, which is kind of my office stuff, sewing stuff, and then we've got a pile of unorganized camping supplies. We have our tree, which is doing pretty bad. You can see a lot of the tips are having trouble coming off. And so I probably need to go through and trim a lot of that dead off. Anyway, and then the gift section is the area of the room that is filling up the fastest and the most. Almost half the room now is full of these giant gifts. Not all of them are giant, but this is the most giant one so far. And it's in a gift bag. And so we've got all that stuff. We've got the normal stuff in terms of the whatchamajig. Yeah, so that's what the studio looks like right now. Good morning. Hey Caroline, I'm glad you're here. Glad you made it. In terms of studio updates, not much. Did a little bit of reorganizing of the bins, but that's all. Oh, hey, mom's here too now. All right, sweet. So studio updates done, tree done, tool names. We came up with a tool name, and I forgot to tell you about it. This, my friends, has a name now, thanks to you guys. Her name is Aubrey Hepburn. You may remember Audrey Hepburn, and that is not her name. Her name is Aubrey Hepburn, a mixture of Aubrey. Oh shoot, I forget her name. The girl from Parks and Rec, April, and Audrey Hepburn. So Aubrey Hepburn, that's the name of this thing now. We want wedding updates from this past week. Okay, so we'll get there. We'll get there. So that's one update for the space. The other update, Mom, is look at all these gifts that have come in. Almost half the room is full of gifts at this point. So we're quickly filling up. Look how big this one is. It's gift wrapped in a bag. But yeah, we're coming in with tons of gifts. In terms of wedding updates, we're just trying to get people to RSVP. I don't know. That's the main thing this week, I guess. I don't know. I'm sorry I don't have more to say. I'm trying to think. What all happened this week for the wedding? Yeah, I don't know. So we're trying to, yeah. Well, and people are bringing in tons of music suggestions. That's a lot of what we're doing right now is just collecting music, or a lot of what I do is collecting music suggestions. We're looking for who's going to be our MC. That's part of what we're doing this week is we're trying to figure out who's going to be the MC and finding the MC. Men's clothing. Yeah. What about it? We have the pants chosen out. We chose the pants out a couple weeks ago. We've got the suspenders chosen a couple weeks ago. The guys are going to be in pants, white shirts, and suspenders. And what about Josh? She said Josh ? And I don't know what about him. I don't know what your question is. Yeah. I don't know. But anyway, guys are buying up their boots, their brown boots, their dark brown boots, and yeah, I think that's the extent of what I know about men's clothing planning for the wedding. Although I'm excited. I'm so excited about going back to Idaho and seeing the snow and all that. So that's great. Also, so I was coming up with more ideas. I'm always coming up with ideas. If you got so once I get into the project, we're gonna start talking about ideas and stuff. Now I guess with him being best man, that too much. Wait, what would be too much? Mom, I have no idea what you're saying. Men's clothing, Josh? Question mark. No, I guess with him being best man, that would be too much. What would be too much? I don't know what. What? I don't know what you mean. I'm so confused. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Um, but we went to the Wrangler store again. Man, I love so, and I didn't realize this. I got new jeans. I got new jeans. You know the last time I got new jeans? I don't remember. Somebody donated me jeans like 3 years ago. Corey Watson donated me a bunch of blue jeans years and years ago, and I have one of those pairs that's still left that hasn't worn out. But now I have these blue bad boys. Look at these. I've got blue jeans. Man, oh man. Oh, for MC. Of course, that's what you're saying, Josh. For MC, you skipped my answer. MC, who is your funniest relative or friend that's coming? Yeah, that's kind of our what we're doing right now is like, who's funny and fun and would enjoy doing this and would make it a hoot? Yeah, Josh would probably do great, but also he's probably gonna have other things he's doing too. So we're trying to include more people, not over include the same people. That's the goal. That's the dream. So honestly, you might be a better MC than Josh would, Mom. One of her brothers, yeah, her brothers are pretty introverted, and we have asked them because they are kind of techie, so they might be interested. But no, they did not. They were not interested. So, but hopefully we'll find an MC, and if not, Spotify will do just fine, and I'll just run it from my phone. It won't be a big deal. But yeah, that's the plan. We went to the Wrangler store. I got new jeans. These are dancing jeans. These are jeans for my dancing. And so because my other jeans didn't fit boots, I didn't have any jeans that fit cowboy boots other than my work jeans. So now I have a pair of skinny jeans, a pair of Wranglers, and I realized I didn't realize this, but my jacket that I've had for years and years and I love and I'll never retire it because it's amazing. Okay, but look, I didn't realize it was Wrangler brand too. If Wrangler is watching, I might be your guy. I might be an interesting relationship. But anyway, if anyone wants to write a letter to Wrangler about your favorite writer, it's not exactly on brand for them. But anyway, yeah. So that was fun. I got new jeans, and all that jazz. In terms of, we don't have any updates to the effort tree that I'm going to do today. Yeah, I do want to say we've got 3 patrons on Patreon. We're looking to get 5. Once we get 5, I'm going to make an extra video. But I don't know what kind of YouTube videos. I'm assuming that you guys have watched my other YouTube videos, and I don't know which kind of YouTube video you'd like to have. So when we get 5 patrons, I'm going to celebrate by making a non-live stream YouTube video. And I was curious what kind of videos you guys were interested in. I have a list of ideas for YouTube videos, and it is just one idea, which is EDC, which is a video I used to do every year, and I haven't done it in a couple years. So, and my EDC is like what I carry in my pockets, because that's what it is different than it has been in the past. So, might be interesting. They usually did well. They usually got high views. So that. Yeah. So if any of you are interested in becoming a patron, there's a link in the description, and you can be a patron for only like $1 or $3 or $5. Those are the three lowest whatevers, and so don't feel like you need to like splurge or anything. But all no matter which tier you're on, it'll give you exclusive access to some of my stuff and some of my work some of my writings. A lot of times, my unfinished writings, my unedited stuff, not always, but sometimes will get posted on there. So there's that. There's that. And I saw something. Doing funny stuff with your bride involved, like in the kitchen directing you how to make something, but she cannot help except talking. Oh, Mom gave me that idea earlier this week, and then we both forgot it, and now she remembered it. So that's great. Because I totally had forgotten that you said that and didn't write it down. So yes, that sounds like that sounds entertaining. That sounds super entertaining. So because in case you guys didn't know, I am a terrible cook, or at least I think I am. People don't tend to prefer the things that I make for them usually. So yeah, that would be interesting. That'd be interesting for sure. So sounds good. Sounds like that's a good idea. It's written down now. I mean, I didn't write it, but when I rewatch this tomorrow, I'll make the notes with that in it. But okay, cool. All right. Well, let's get into the project. We're gonna do a different part of the project today. We're gonna start removing some of the material from the handle. Because not until we dig into it are we going to know which part of this chunk is actually going to get used for the handle. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to start removing some material, making it skinnier, and yeah, that's what we're doing. And there was some talk that was had about how incredibly boring this show is. Talk with me. I mean, I have to watch all of these in case you guys didn't know. But after I upload, then the next day, I have to watch this and go through and make notes and stuff like that. And so, as watching it, it has not only occurred to me, but also it has been brought to my attention by someone else that watching me do this part is kind of boring. And to be fair, doing the project does take up, approximately like close to half of the. Let's back something like that. Close to half of the time is spent doing this. So it is kind of important that it be somewhat interesting to you guys and also entertaining. But I also wanted to talk about some of the things that are different about this YouTube channel now than when I used to make videos on here. Because I think it's easy to think like, oh, this is the same YouTube channel, so it's all about the same things, and we're going to do the same things. But that's not actually the case. So it deserves to be noted that I've had a bit of a conversion experience coming back to Christ since the last time I was super, super active on this channel. And with that, means some of the purpose of this channel has changed significantly. For a long time, the only purpose of this channel was to entertain the viewers, to get more viewers, and to enjoy whatever fruits came out of that entertainment and out of getting to spend time with my viewers. However, that is not really the purpose of my YouTube channel anymore. Obviously, I hope that this YouTube channel will continue to be entertaining and that people will enjoy watching it. Otherwise, I don't know why they're here or you're here. But entertainment is definitely not the primary purpose of this YouTube channel anymore. So yeah, which honestly for me is kind of freeing. It kind of like as an artist, it kind of gives me a little bit more leeway to really pursue what I want to do on the camera instead of kind of doing whatever I think will, garner the most attention. And so the YouTube channel is no longer meant to be like, it's changed in that way. And the purpose of the YouTube channel now is for me to connect with people who are my biggest, closest fans. So the people who love this the most, who love what I'm doing the most, the people who appreciate my writing the most, those are the people it's for now. It's not, and it's a way to communicate. It's a way for me to stay in consistent communication with the people who appreciate my art the most, and to connect with those kind of people. So my goal is no longer to connect with anybody that comes along. My goal is to connect with almost exclusively those who are invested in the art that I make, or want to invest in the art that I make, or these sort of things. So and with that change in purpose is a bit of a change in the material too, in terms of what kinds of YouTube videos I'm going to make. So one of the biggest ways that's obvious is that I'm not putting. I mean, when I would do a YouTube video before, it would take often 14 to 20 hours worth of work in order to make one of those YouTube videos, those vlog style YouTube videos I used to make. And don't get me wrong, I love doing it. It was enjoyable. It was fun. I will probably always enjoy doing those kind of videos, and I'll probably always do them a little bit here and there. But ironically, my YouTube channel is less about making the videos anymore, and it's more about connecting with the people who support my other kinds of projects. So that's my writing, that's all the different things I do. So and part of that too is like as I transition into a family future, which is transitioning into a family lifestyle, starting a family. Running a vlog channel is not as conducive to the lifestyle I hope to be living for the next 10 to 15 years. So vlogs kind of push you to constantly be out doing yourself and all that jazz, and I don't plan on living that way. So but yeah, so the live streams, that's why we've switched from that medium of YouTube videos, the vlog style, to doing these live streams, because it's a way for me to hopefully create a bit more of a two-way dynamic, a two-way relationship between me and my viewers, instead of it purely being a bunch of this and that. So a bunch of vlogs. So in case it ever seems boring to you, just take a moment to remember that sometimes it's okay if life is boring, because that really just means you're slowing down, and it's okay to slow down. It's okay to sit back, relax, enjoy, listen to the sound of some wood cutting, some nice wood shaving, wood scraping in this place. Yeah, we'll just sit back, relax, and hang out with your friends. Hello, friends. Friends. Well, although actually, I guess most of the people on here are not as much friends as they are family in that sense. But my point remains the same, which is I'm more here to hopefully connect with you guys than I am here to make the most entertaining product I can. So I do hope to make things. I do hope to be entertaining, but that is not my primary intent. I believe in this idea, and I don't know if I got it from somewhere or if I came up with it, but there's this idea I have that a fulfilling life has essentially three different categories, or three different what do you call it? Yeah, like categories, I guess, but three different phases. There's three different phases of life. And that is, there's the phase where you're seeking, you're searching for things. And then there's the phase where you're making things. So there's the seeking phase, the making phase, and the doing phase. And so I think a lot of times, or sometimes, people, especially in the entertainment industry, we get so obsessed with the seeking phase, with the travel, looking for new experiences, looking for new this, looking for new that we forget to enjoy the making phase, or whatever the next phase is, And so I think right now my life is transitioning from the seeking phase predominantly to the making phase. And that's why I want to create the studio. I want to create a place where my desire to make can really actually make things and actually create a lot of productivity. And so that's kind of the idea that I have for why this is all going the way it is. My focus is no longer on finding new experiences or finding new people or finding new anything. I have found a lot of the good that I want, and it's just a matter of now making something for those, So yeah, part of my the making stage of my life will hopefully, most of it will actually probably hopefully revolve around making a family, but it required the seeking phase first, because I had to find somebody who wanted to make a family with me. So, but I have, and we're gonna get married, and then we'll be beginning in earnest that section, that phase of our lives of getting to build something like that together, and make something like that together. And so, yeah, that's kind of some of the differences between what this YouTube channel was before and what it is now, in terms of its purpose, and as a result, also the way I'm going about things. So hopefully that explanation kind of helps you guys to understand where I'm coming from and why I'm making the decisions I'm making in terms of how to run this YouTube channel and such. Put a lot of thought into it, but if you have any questions about it, obviously I love sharing about it. I love talking about what we're doing here, what I'm doing here, why I'm here, purpose, that. So one of the big reasons for restarting the YouTube channel, getting back into it, for me at least, was promoting for the book. But yeah, I don't remember what I was going to say about that. So yeah, maybe I think I'll move that up into the beginning of the video. We'll start with purpose. instead of having it always at the end, only at the end, we'll have it at the beginning as well, maybe. So that the purpose for the YouTube videos is clear. So the purpose of the channel is clear to anyone watching. That way when new viewers come in, oh man, it's so hot. It's super warm. But that way when new viewers come on, in every video to get kind of an explanation of why this is here and what we're doing, or what I'm doing and what we're doing. So, that way strangers don't come in and they're like, oh, why? What does this have to do with that and that? Because I think once you understand the big context of it, then everything kind of fits into place. I think it's like that with a lot of life. Once you understand the purpose behind the thing, that's when you really start to understand and enjoy it the most. So that's why I think I'll move the conversation about the book to one of the updates at the beginning of the YouTube video. I think that's a good idea. This would be a great time for a lathe. But I don't have a lathe. What I do have is a knife and 2 working hands. Which, to be fair, I kind of find this more satisfying anyway. It's not as fast. It's more satisfying. There's one of you left. Who do we have left? I can't see who it is. Oh, it's interesting. Oh, good. It's you. Hey, Mom. So yeah, what do you think of my explanation? Did it make sense? Was that a reasonable explanation? Talking about the purpose of the YouTube channel having changed and all of that. I don't know if I'm effectively communicating why we're here or not. So I was trying to do a little bit better job of. Yeah, I wanted to kind of come up with something that I could talk about while I worked, and I didn't really end up taking the time to come up with anything to talk about other than the change in purpose of the YouTube channel and all of that, and why we're doing such a radically different type of format than my YouTube video used to always be. So I hope it made sense, my explanation. And I hope it was acceptable. What? I think I'm bad at remembering what questions I've asked. Oh, you're responding to when I said I wonder who the last person is, and I said me. Hey me. Hey mom. Sorry, I got busy moving around, unpacking. Oh, well, welcome back. It's no problem by me. It's all good. I was just asking if all that talk about the purpose of the channel having changed, if that made sense to you guys, if I've articulated it well, or if I need to keep trying to think of a better way to communicate. So, yeah, good. And I know one of the things that's interesting about the change in purpose is that it means, at least over time, I expect to have a pretty big, substantial change in viewership in terms of who all is watching. So, hopefully, we'll see. We'll see. And once I come out with the book and stuff, hopefully we'll have people that are fans of the book that are here, or fans of the storytelling. And so hopefully that becomes the type of viewership we have instead of the vlog viewer. Yeah. Talk about how you and Erica connected. Oh, you guys want to hear our love story? So our love story is pretty cute. Not gonna lie, it's pretty cute. So I worked at summer camp up in North Idaho at a camp called Camp Myviden, and I worked there for in the summertime, but I also worked there year round as one of the staff or whatever, the maintenance staff. So during the summertime, I ran the maintenance staff team, and then in the rest of the year, I just did a lot of the maintenance. There was just 2 or 3 of us that would go around and do everything. So it was partly me and whoever else was working there as temporary work, and that was awesome. Loved working there year round. It was great. And then I did that for 3 summers and 3 years. Right? Is it 3 years? No. I did it for 3 summers and 2 years. And during that time is when Erica came to work at Camp Myviden. She, at first, was not working at Camp Myviden so much as she was working for another camp at Kahara, which I think is down in the south somewhere. But anyway, she was working down there, and she had been a part of a group that started a program down there called Disciple Trek, which was like a spiritual intensive retreat for youth and young adults. And so she'd been a part of that program. I don't know if she actually helped start it. I think, but she had been a part of it for at least a year or two or something. And so when they came to start that program at Myvidin, she came with Rob Lang, is the name of the guy. So she came up there, and so she was there for part of the summer, working with that group and helping us start our own program called Disciple Trek, which is a really cool ministry for youth. And so she was doing that, helping run that, and then I think we met like maybe a handful of times. There's a lot of staff there. There's like around 100 staff or so, and so you don't really get to know everybody, but you kind of like know of almost everybody usually. By the end of the summer, I usually expected myself to know everybody's first name at least, and there was often like a handful of people I didn't know, but so I knew Erica's name. Erica knew my name because we did have a mutual friend. One of her close friends, Larissa Bitten, was also a friend of mine, and so she knew of me. I knew of her, but we didn't really have any time that we spent together, and so we didn't really get to know each other or anything like that. But then her second summer, coming to my event, she was a part of the program again, and she got asked to work as an intern for the off season. Well, normally that intern actually does not stay at that particular intern position. Does not stay at the camp. Usually they live somewhere else. But because of COVID, camp was actually the safest place for the employee to live instead of living in a dormitory with a whole bunch of people. And so they were having their that position work remotely from Camp Myvidin. And so she was working there for that, and I was working there at this point only a few days a week. I was doing other work in town during the week, but I was still living at Myvidin, and I was still working like one or 2 days a week. And so then we got to connect some, and I had just come out of that spring. I had just come out of a pretty, I don't know if I'd say it was abusive, but it was a very toxic relationship. I'm here. I had to take the kid to dance class. Well, I'm glad you're back. Welcome back. I'm just telling the story of how Erica and I connected initially. How we fell in love. I got out of a pretty toxic relationship that spring, and then during camp I had a pretty lovely fling, but it didn't pan out to be anything super serious. And so coming into the fall, I was available again, and so and Erica was also available, and so yeah, we hit it off. I think the first thing we did together was when I invited her to come or to go. What's it called? Paddleboarding, standing paddleboards. So we went out on the lake and did that, which is kind of a funny story. I'm sure I'll tell it again sometime, but kind of a funny story of us both accidentally standing the other one up. Little miscommunication. But then we did eventually go, and when we did, it was fun. We were out there for a couple hours. Had to have been. And yeah, and the two things that stood out to me at that stage were, oh wow, this girl has a really like strong foundation for her spiritual walk, which is obviously an attractive, which to me was an attractive feature because one of the problems in my toxic relationship leading up to that was that the girl was not didn't have a super strong foundation. Was really unsure about a lot of different things, and she was kind of going through that journey, which I've already been through that journey, and I don't really want to relive it again. So I'm not necessarily looking for a partner who I'm going to have to, follow through that journey all over again. I went through a lot of pain to get through my own journey of that. So I was definitely looking for a woman who had a strong foundation in the Lord and in her spiritual walk, and Erica had that feature, and she also, and one of the other things about that toxic relationship I'd been in was that it would have been, she had a lot of things, a lot of hang-ups when it comes to family, and so I was, as somebody who really believes in the blessing of family, I felt refreshed. Talking to Erica when the things she would say about the value of family to her, and the value of raising a good big family and a strong family, and so that was really refreshing to me. And those are the two main things that stood out to me that first time we hung out. That, and obviously she looked very good on the lake. But yeah, and then from there we went stargazing a few times because I knew she had told me that was something she loved to do. We did some stargazing, then we did some camping, and then we did a road trip together. And about 3/4 of the way through the road trip, we were at Palouse Falls in Washington, and I asked her to be my girlfriend. And that's how that started. So, and it was one of the first time, maybe the second time we went. I don't know when it was actually in the timeline, but the first time we kissed was we had just watched a movie in her apartment, and I was about to go home for the night. And I grabbed her and I kissed her, and she liked it. I missed, but then because it was dark. It was dark, and I've never kissed a girl that was taller than me. So combination, and then that was that. So, and it was nice. We got to spend basically our first year not actually living together, like in the same house or whatever, but spend basically living together in the sense that like pretty much all of our time was spent together, and we were the only two people around, which was nice. We just got to focus on each other that whole time. So yeah, it was pretty magical. And now we're gonna go back to Idaho for the wedding. Not the same part of it, but yeah, whatever. Win some, lose some. But yeah, let's go to the story. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, well, good. That's our story. I think it's pretty sweet too. How did you guys, well, we'll ask some other time, but how did you guys end up watching my YouTube videos? Did you guys find it through Facebook? Back when I used to post on Facebook? "21 years. Well, that's awesome. 21 perfect years. No, I know that's not how it is. Wow, you've been doing good advertising. Erin says you're the reason that you probably introduced her to it at some point. That's one of the ways you know that you're doing a good job is when people enjoy it enough that they want to share it with other people. So, back in the truck days. You've been watching since the truck days, huh? Have both of you been watching since the truck days? You too, Caroline? Those are very different days. Very different days. Really? Your favorite was the EDC video? Oh, wow. I mean, I know people like those videos. I enjoy those videos, too. I watch EDC videos from time to time. It's cool seeing what people have in their pockets and how people organize the little things in their life, you know? It's like the little details that, because they're so constant, we end up thinking about them a lot. And so sharing ideas about them, I think, is really fun. So, yeah, doing the EDC videos is actually like one of the types of videos I have missed doing the most during the years when I haven't been doing much YouTube. I'm always like, well, I should at least do an EDC video this year. Because they're fun, they're easy, there's a lot of interesting stuff going on. Oh, you want to know how the EDC will change after I get married? I wonder. I don't know. I mean, right now it's a lot different than it's ever been. I think I had a Leatherman in one of my other EDC videos, but now I have 2 Leathermans in my EDC. So we have 2 knives pretty much all the time. Oh, it's 55. It's 55, people. I repeat, it is 55. Look at how much of a difference this is, though. I mean, we took off a lot of material real quick with that kukri. Here, let me get a thumbnail real quick. Watch this. Here you go, thumbnail. Does that look good? Does that look good? I don't know. Yeah. Let's see. Anyway, it's a cool knife. I love it, and it does such a good job at pretty much almost everything I use it for. So, all right. Man, I got a big mess on the floor this time. Much bigger than the previous couple times. So, but real quick, we got a little bit more to talk about. So, buckle up. So, I hope you guys are excited about the little Nicholas Barnett's Little Brown Book. That's the book coming out this year, and we are still in the phase of learning how to format. So I haven't actually done much of that since the last video. Last video was on Thursday. I missed the beginning, but it looks much different than last week. Yeah, well, that's the handle. Here's the other part. So the book is coming out in the future, and I know, isn't that a great knife? It's such a cool knife. She says she loves the knife. Yeah, so the book is coming out. I need to be at least trying to spend as much time as I can working on the formatting for it, getting it formatted for publishing, and then hopefully that'll put us one step closer. So it grew. Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited about that. That's probably the thing I'm the most excited about, other than getting married, obviously. But then there's the podcast. That's Enough Brothers. Second episode should be coming out pretty soon here, so look for that. Also linked in the description. My Patreon. I want to thank my patrons. Mom, hello, welcome. Thank you, obviously. Raagnaerok and Charlie as well. I'm super thankful for any of that, any support, any of that tangible support is just it's worth a lot to me. It's worth more than the dollar amount of it, because it lets me know that I'm not the only one that enjoys this or that cares about it. Have I frozen? It looks like I've frozen. Oh no! Oh no! Can you see me now? Okay. Woo! That was terrifying. Hey, it all counts. So, what was I gonna say? Oh, scheduling for next week. Do you guys want to do same time, same place, or do you want to do Thursday, or what time are you guys available for next week for a live stream? I enjoy the 5 o'clock time frame. It's pretty good for me. Is Tuesday still gonna work next week? Thumbs up from everybody on 5:05 next Tuesday. Thursday. Yeah, so we'll do 5:05 on Tuesday. Does that work for everybody? Tuesday's good. Tuesday's good. All right. I'll see you guys next Tuesday then. Yeah. The wedding is March 4th. Man, it's so close. It's coming quick. So hit that bell, stay well, and I will see see you next Tuesday. Thursday? Tuesday.